going on, G's? So, thinking about it, this whole misinformation thing, I was thinking about when it all started. And, it was centered around the COVID situation, moving on to the election information. And I remember there being a whole bunch of posts on Facebook, things just going absolutely nuts with just outrageous and sensational articles just being shared and reshared, and Twitter stuff being shared and reshared. And some of it was just some pretty crazy BS. Other stuff seemed to get it kind of mixed into the, information, like legitimate questions. It's crazy that the results of this are a totalitarian kind of situation. Twitter seems to be okay right now following the Elon Musk purchase. I'm pretty confident that somebody could mosey on over to Twitter right now and post whatever they dang well please about something and know that it's protected. The big thing that I saw, and this disappoints me a little bit, but we seem to be glossing over the Twitter files, I'm afraid. The primary thing about the Twitter files is I believe it has the information that crosses the First Amendment from Twitter being a private entity versus it being a public. I believe that in the time they actually violated that, because according to the Twitter files where I have read, there were assigned FBI agents that were flagging people not for illegal activities that the FBI was looking for, but rather community guidelines. My thought is that if those agents were on the clock, were on the job, and not there as a private citizen in that moment, then whatever action they took upon those accounts violated the First Amendment of those people. My opinion, as a result, maybe those individual agents should be held accountable for that if they're on the job, because I don't know how it would work for a law enforcement officer. And maybe some of you that watch this, if you do watch this, if you are in law enforcement, when you are on duty, how are your rights? You know what I mean? Would you conceivably be able to, like if you were on the clock and happened to be looking at Twitter, could you actually flag a video and have it be okay? Otherwise, it's like state-sponsored community guidelines thing. Now, end-user license agreements that we agree to when we sign onto a platform, I believe does offer some protection. The argument that nobody goes to the trouble of reading that, I think, is weak. It doesn't really hold water. I think, and I'm probably not the first person to say it, but in the case of Twitter and in the case of YouTube, I think they are at the point to where they are too big to actually be considered protected by a private entity. They should only be by public law. Like if it becomes so big and so well used, then it in turn becomes public law. It happens with property. My understanding is down here that if people are cutting across your yard, if there's if you don't do something about it within a certain amount of time, yet there's a path and a road established, you could actually be facing, like, losing that portion of your property if it's an established throughway. Hear me out. So, YouTube being a expressive public forum Twitter being an expressive public forum, Instagram being an expressive public forum, Snapchat, you name it. Established public throughways, established town squares. Could that be the primary argument we could use moving forward in this to make this a better place? Let me know what you think. Catch y'all later.